There's something about a great detective movie. The slow burn of a clue unfolding, the tension in every glance, the chase that leads deeper than anyone expected. Whether it's a trench-coated loner in a foggy city or a relentless mind digging through modern horrors, these stories keep us locked in and looking closer. In this countdown, we reveal the top 20 best detective movies of all time. Each pick was chosen for its suspense, cinematic craft, and lasting impact. Some are gritty noir landmarks, others sleek modern thrillers, but all of them understand one thing: the thrill is in the unraveling. If you love stories like these, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that hype button if it's glowing for you. Stick around till the end to help us crack the case and find out which detective film truly comes out on top. Let's dive in. 20th place. The Secret in Their Eyes, 2009. This Argentine gem blends a cold case with haunting personal stakes. Directed by Juan José Campanella, it follows a retired criminal court investigator who revisits a brutal rape and murder decades later. The story moves between the initial investigation and years after, yet never loses focus. Its heart lies in the cost of obsession, justice delayed, and memory's grip. Shot with a muted palette and supple camera work, including a breathtaking long take set during a football match, it builds tension with melancholic grace. Ricardo Darín leads with quiet intensity, anchoring the emotional weight of the story. The film won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, a rare distinction for such a slow-burning procedural. If you crave a detective story with soul as well as suspense, this one lingers long after the credits. 19th place. Manhunter, 1986. Michael Mann's Manhunter introduced Hannibal Lecter to cinema, here spelled Dr. Lecter. The real focus is Will Graham, a retired FBI profiler drawn back to track the Tooth Fairy killer. This is pure man, with neon glow, a synth-driven score, and psychological depth. William Peterson delivers a grounded, haunted performance that lifts procedural beats into something eerie and internal. The film's angular style was ahead of its time, laying groundwork for later forensic thrillers. Though overshadowed by The Silence of the Lambs, Manhunter endures as a cult favorite for its atmosphere, pacing, and visual confidence. For fans of slow-building tension and cerebral detective work, it remains a striking piece of genre evolution that rewards a fresh look. 18th place. The Naked City, 1948. Jules Dassin's The Naked City broke ground by taking noir out of the studio and onto real streets. Shot largely on location in New York, it follows detectives unraveling the murder of a young model. Producer Mark Hellinger's voiceover and the semi-documentary tone give it a gritty realism that was trailblazing at the time. Barry Fitzgerald's veteran cop plays against the methodical young detective portrayed by Don Taylor. While the whodunit is straightforward, the power lies in the film's authentic urban texture and stark lighting. It helped define the police procedural on screen and influenced decades of city-set crime dramas. This is noir realism before it had a name, and it still feels immediate. 17th place. In the Heat of the Night, 1967. Set in a racially tense southern town, this Oscar-winning drama finds an unlikely detective partnership tested by prejudice and pride. Sidney Poitier stars as Virgil Tibbs, a Philadelphia homicide expert forced to work with a bigoted local police chief played by Rod Steiger. Their friction fuels the investigation of a murder that shakes the community. The film excels not only in mystery, but in character dynamics and social commentary. Norman Jewison directs with restraint, letting the tension simmer beneath the surface. Poitier's declaration, "They call me Mr. Tibbs," remains one of cinema's great lines. This is more than a detective story. It is a cultural landmark that still stings and inspires. 16th place. The Thin Man, 1934. This sparkling pre-code mystery set the template for detective couples on film. William Powell and Myrna Loy play Nick and Nora Charles, a retired investigator and his witty socialite wife who get entangled in a missing person case. Adapted from Dashiell Hammett's novel, the film fuses crime-solving with champagne banter. It is brisk, elegant, and packed with charm. While the mystery is taut, the real hook is their chemistry, sophisticated, teasing, and effortlessly modern. Directed by W.S. Van Dyke with a light touch, it proved so beloved that it spawned 5 sequels and a whole subgenre. If you like your detectives with martinis and razor-sharp quips, this is essential viewing. 15th place. Memories of Murder, 2003. This South Korean crime drama, directed by Bong Joon-ho, is based on real murders that terrorized the Hwasong area of Gyeonggi Province in the 1980s. 3 detectives with clashing methods and moral codes are drawn into a widening investigation as bodies are discovered across rural fields and roads. The film balances procedural tension, social critique, and a quietly devastating sense of ambiguity. Song Kang-ho anchors the ensemble with contained intensity that deepens as the case frays. The story refuses easy closure, finding power in the obsession of investigation, the failure of certainty, and the grief that settles in the unanswered spaces. What lingers is not just who did it, but what the pursuit does to the people who cannot stop looking. 14th place. High and Low, 1963. Akira Kurosawa's masterful blend of crime thriller and social drama unfolds from a kidnapping that goes wrong. Toshiro Mifune plays Kingo Gondo, a wealthy industrialist forced into an excruciating moral choice when kidnappers seize his chauffeur's child by mistake. The first half is a taut, nerve-pinching standoff around a ransom demand. The second turns into meticulous police work that tracks small clues through an unforgiving city. Kurosawa uses this dual structure to probe class, responsibility, and the cost of doing what is right. Each composition is exacting, the momentum relentless, and the investigation reveals a society stratified by money and fear. The result elevates detective work into a statement on human limits and the price of compassion. 13th place. LA Confidential, 1997. This neo-noir ensemble captures 1950s Los Angeles as a glittering maze of secrets and corruption. 3 detectives with clashing temperaments and ambitions converge on a web of police misconduct, Hollywood scandal, and murder. The screenplay is tight, the pacing relentless, and the performances by Kevin Spacey, Russell Crowe, and Guy Pearce are sharply etched. Director Curtis Hanson updates classic noir textures with a cool, modern edge while keeping the shadows. The film earned 2 Academy Awards, including Best Supporting Actress for Kim Basinger and Best Adapted Screenplay, and won major critics' prizes across the board. It stands as a crime epic that revitalizes noir traditions while feeling startlingly contemporary in its view of power and image. 12th place. The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. Jonathan Demme's chilling thriller builds a detective framework around psychological combat. FBI trainee Clarice Starling seeks insight from the imprisoned Hannibal Lecter to catch a serial killer known as Buffalo Bill, who skins his victims. The investigation plays like a duel of minds that tests resolve and ethics. Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins deliver iconic, award-winning performances that define the film's unnerving pull. The movie became one of the very few to win all 5 top Academy Awards, securing Best Picture, Director, Actor, Actress, and Adapted Screenplay. It remains a landmark that merges procedural craft with horror intensity, disturbing and unforgettable, and it still sets the bar for character-driven criminal pursuit. 11th place. Touch of Evil, 1958. Directed by Orson Welles, this landmark noir plunges into a border town steeped in menace and rot. A car bomb ignites the story at the United States and Mexico crossing, and a ruthless, compromised police captain, played by Welles, leads a relentless pursuit of a suspect. From its legendary opening long take to its intricate camera moves and brooding designs, the film redefines the look and feel of urban corruption. Charlton Heston and Janet Leigh bring mounting dread as innocence collides with institutional decay. Justice is anything but pure, and the system stains everyone it touches. The film's technique is audacious, its morality unsettled, and its influence on crime cinema is deep and enduring. 10th place. Out of the Past, 1947. Jacques Tourneur's noir classic follows Jeff Bailey, a former private detective trying to escape his past by running a quiet gas station in a small California town. His attempt at a clean slate is shattered when an old associate pulls him back into a web of deceit and revenge. The story unfolds through layered flashbacks that thicken the mood of fatalism and suspicion. Nicholas Musuraca's atmospheric cinematography and the film's razor-edged dialogue distill noir's essence. Robert Mitchum and Jane Greer spar with cool precision, while Kirk Douglas brings sleek menace. This is a haunting story where trust is perilous and compromise corrodes. A foundational noir that still hits like a cold wind through a dark alley. It remains a model of shadow, irony, and doom. 9th place. M. 1931. Fritz Lang's landmark crime drama unfolds in a German city paralyzed by fear. A series of child murders pushes police to desperation and provokes a parallel manhunt by the criminal underworld. Tension rises not only from the crimes, but from how society chooses to respond. Lang's first sound film turns audio into a tool of dread, from ominous silence to the killer's whistled leitmotif. The film shifts the genre toward psychology and procedure, tracing surveillance, raids, and civic panic. Peter Lorre's troubled predator is chilling and pitiable, and the final reckoning is stark without easy comfort. Even without modern effects, its moral complexity and social critique feel uncomfortably current, making this an early blueprint for the procedural thriller. 8th place. The Big Sleep, 1946. Raymond Chandler's labyrinthine mystery comes alive in this stylish noir directed by Howard Hawks. Private Eye Philip Marlowe is hired to handle a blackmail threat and quickly gets pulled into a tangle of deception, murder, and seduction across Los Angeles. What the plot lacks in clarity, it makes up for in atmosphere and character. The dialogue is rapid, the danger constant, and the chemistry between Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall unforgettable. Shadowy interiors, rain-slicked nights, and hard stares define a world where charm conceals rot. Hawks shapes the chaos with confident tempo and pitch-perfect performances. The mystery may twist, but the mood never falters, and the code that guides Marlowe turns a knotted case into a definitive lesson in cool resolve. 7th place. Zodiac, 2007. David Fincher's slow-burn thriller chronicles the real hunt for the Zodiac killer, who terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Reporters, detectives, and an obsessive cartoonist chase cryptic clues, taunting letters, and endless dead ends. The film is meticulous in detail and relentless in tone, showing how the need for answers can consume lives. Scenes of research, frustration, and paranoia accumulate into something more unsettling than closure. Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr., and Mark Ruffalo ground the sprawl with taut, lived-in performances. Fincher's precision turns case files into a maze of time, memory, and doubt. This is detective storytelling as obsession, quiet and inexorable, asking what certainty costs when the truth never fully arrives. Sixth place. 7. 1995. This pitch-dark thriller pairs two homicide detectives with a killer who stages murders around the 7 deadly sins. Each crime scene plays like a twisted parable, pulling the investigators deeper into a psychological nightmare. The case builds with relentless pace toward a devastating moral confrontation. Stark visuals, a pulsing score, and needle-tight editing make it a defining entry in modern detective cinema. Morgan Freeman's weary method and Brad Pitt's volatile drive sharpen the film's questions about justice and despair. David Fincher crafts a world of rot and rain where hope is fragile and evil is patient. The investigation asks not only who the killer is, but what sort of city breeds such ruin. Fifth place. Laura, 1944. In this taut noir, a Manhattan detective investigates what appears to be the murder of advertising executive Laura Hunt. As he interviews her inner circle, doubts emerge. Was Laura really dead? The detective's journey turns into an obsession. He must untangle fact from fantasy in a game of mirrors. The film is acclaimed for its psychological depth and stylish economy. Laura is preserved in the U.S. National Film Registry and appears among the American Film Institute's greatest mystery films. Fourth place. The Third Man, 1949. Set in post-war Vienna, a pulp novelist arrives only to find his old friend supposedly dead. He navigates a ruined cityscape, interrogating allies and foes alike. In every shadow and seedy alley, he uncovers a maze of lies, black market deals, and moral compromise. Carol Reed's direction emphasizes atmosphere and dislocation, turning Vienna itself into a puzzle. The Third Man won the Grand Prix at the 1949 Cannes Film Festival. Third place. Vertigo, 1958. This Hitchcock thriller disguises itself as a detective story. A former police officer haunted by acrophobia is hired to follow a woman who seems to be possessed by another. As he trails her, reality fractures, obsession warps identity, and clues become traps. The investigation becomes inward, about psyche and desire. Vertigo often ranks as Hitchcock's greatest film and one of cinema's most artistically daring mysteries. Second place. The Maltese Falcon, 1941. Sam Spade, a private investigator in San Francisco, is drawn into a case involving a mysterious woman and a priceless falcon statuette. What begins as a robbery or search turns into a deadly contest of loyalty, betrayal, and moral ambiguity. With sparse dialogue, tight pacing, and stark style, John Huston's film defined the hard-boiled detective genre. It is preserved in the U.S. National Film Registry and cemented Bogart's Sam Spade as an icon. And in first place is Chinatown, 1974. In Roman Polanski's neo-noir, a private detective investigating a water scandal in Los Angeles stumbles into layers of corruption, incest, and brutal power. Every clue leads deeper into darkness. Jack Nicholson's J.J. Jake Gittes battles forces he cannot comprehend or defeat. Chinatown is renowned for its tight screenplay, haunting turn at the end, and its critique of inscrutable systems. It remains a benchmark for detective cinema. That's our list of the 20 best detective movies of all time, from hard-boiled classics to modern thrillers that keep the mystery burning. We hope you enjoyed this countdown as much as we enjoyed putting it together. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling us your favorite detective film, or one you think deserved a spot on the list. We love hearing your picks, and might feature some of them in future videos. Want to revisit the films we talked about today? Check the video description for links to physical and digital editions, so you can start building your own ultimate detective collection. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, consider joining our community for early access to new videos, discounts on merchandise, and other exclusive perks. Plus, don't forget to browse our merch store for gear any true mystery fan will love. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and always follow the clues.